teams that have been able to show that they're the best in baseball as we go into this last week of May into the first week of June. And one of those teams after the Tampa Bay Rays is the Milwaukee Brewers. What they've been able to do this year without guys like Churio and Yelich being in and out of the lineup, Brandon Woodruff, etc., they've shown that they are one of baseball's best teams. And a guy that's been a big part of that has been Jacob Misiorowski. Jacob Misiorowski is unreal. I know everybody knows the Miz, and he broke out last year in his debut season, his rookie year. Was an all-star last year after just a couple of games. He has the 103-mile-an-hour fastball, but this is not just a guy that is just going to come out here, throw fastballs, and go. Jacob Misiorowski is one of the best starting pitchers in Major League Baseball this season, and it's not just because he throws 103 miles an hour. Jacob Misiorowski currently has a 1.83 ERA. That's fourth best in Major League Baseball so far this season. This is the thing, though, that when you're talking about dominance and what he's been able to do, he has truly been dominant. Jacob Misiorowski has 100 strikeouts in just 64 innings. What he's been able to do throwing the baseball is kind of baffling. And that's what he does anyway. Every fifth day, he's out here throwing the hardest pitches we've seen from a starting pitcher ever since we've been able to record velocity, pitch velocity and pitch speed. And it's just 102, 103, go sit down. That's all he's been doing all year long. And it's truly been amazing to watch how he does it each and every time out. And for me, I think watching teams try to score runs off of him has also been really fun to watch, because you say, I don't know how guys do it. I don't know how guys stand in the box and see 103 from a starter for 6-7 innings and have a plan of attack on how to score runs against them. I think a lot of teams are just like, all right, get him out of there, make him throw pitches, and then take your chances with somebody in the bullpen, because that guy, what he's been able to do this year has been insane. 100 strikeouts, only 19 walks. His walk rate has gone down significantly this year, not only from his rookie year last year in the big leagues with the Brewers, but if you go look at his minor league walk rate, like what he was doing in the minors, he was a guy that, yes, he would strike everybody out, but he also had a walk rate in the teens, like a 12, 13% walk rate in some years. And the Brewers have been able to maximize his abilities, but also allowed him and helped him figure out how to throw strikes more consistently. And when you have the stuff that he has, when you have a fastball upper 90s, can hit 100, 102, 103, and then you have a nasty breaking ball, and then you learn that, oh, I can just throw strikes more consistently. I don't know. This is just his first full season in Major League Baseball. Like, this is going to be something that we get to watch for a long time. And I think for the Milwaukee Brewers, their ability to develop starting pitching is something that I also think teams are trying to duplicate around Major League Baseball, because it's not just the Miz. It's Brandon Sproat. And his first season in Milwaukee has been fantastic since coming over from the New York Mets. Kyle Harrison on his third team, right? It was kind of discarded as a prospect and as a pitcher, is having his best season ever. And, I talked to their pitching coach, Chris Hook, a couple of years ago about how they develop starting pitching. And usually the way that they've done it is guys get to the big leagues, they get their feet wet in the rotation, and sometimes they have them get their feet wet in the bullpen. It's something they did with Brandon Woodruff when he came up, something they did with Corbin Burns, something they did with Freddie Peralta, Aaron Ashby when he came up, same thing. Jacob Misiorowski kind of played both roles in late last season, starting, coming out of the bullpen. He did that in the postseason as well for the Brewers. And so what they've been able to do, Chris Hook and company, in terms of developing starting pitching, getting guys, getting the most out of guys and their abilities on the mound, and being able to have them continue to get better once they get to the big leagues. It is one of the reasons that the Brewers continue year in and year out, continue to be one of the best teams in Major League Baseball. It's why they should be the perennial favorite to win the NL Central until further notice, because what they're able to do, what they've shown that they can do consistently, regardless of who the manager is and who, the executive in charge is. They did this when David Stearns was there. They're doing it now that Matt Arnold is there. And so you're talking about another organization that has been able to become a well-oiled machine and that really knows who they are in terms of, their player acquisition, in terms of, their player development. And then when you get these jewels like Jacob Misiorowski, and you can make a tweak here and tweak there, where it is all God-given ability, and then we're going to tweak certain things, and we're going to say, hey, get stronger in your lower half, which is something that, when I talked to Pat Murphy last week about how he's been able to, throw strikes more consistently, he was like, look, he put an emphasis on his training on the offseason and got stronger in his lower half, and they tweaked some things so that they could find a way for him to consistently throw strikes. And it has been extremely helpful in his success this season. So Jacob Misiorowski, he's right there in the conversation with Shohei Ohtani, with Christopher Sanchez for that early NL Cy Young Award race. That should be really exciting to watch as we go here. But Jacob Misiorowski, good luck if you're a hitter in the National League right now. Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode of The Relay with Russ Dorsey. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you have a question for me, be sure to drop it in the comments below. And we'll catch you again here next time.